Much as a groom, these pads are pretty much awesome. What are your experiences with Ecogold?
I met Patricia, gosh, I think it was probably 3 or 4 years ago, and the thing that separates Ecogold from any other saddle pad company in the world that I'm aware of is that they are experts in textiles, and they understand fabrics, and they understand what breathes on a horse and what holds the sweat in, what doesn't hold the sweat in. And so for that reason, they are ahead of the game. And then they have an incredible support system around them where they respect their sponsored riders and ask for our input on the shapes of the product, the shape of the pads, and all the other products that Ecogold makes. And so it's a win-win, because you feel like with Ecogold, the company and the sponsored riders are all growing together, and we're all helping each other to make the very best product that there is out there. And while they are also they are still continuing to be state-of-the-art on new textiles, new fabrics, and new products, and new materials that make their product stand out way ahead of anything else out there.
And you ride in Ecogold saddle pads.
Yep, I've been using Ecogold saddle pads for about 2 years now. Not only the saddle pads, but the cross-country boots. A lot of their tack, you know. Yeah. They got wonderful show jumping boots, and they're really the leaders in equestrian products. They're advancing technologies all the time, and they're a fantastic company that has really assisted my horses in their performance for a couple of years now.
Good to hear.
They're using Ecogold pads now for how long at this point?
I think we first started them maybe 2 years ago, maybe even 3 actually. Time goes pretty quick, but yeah, we love them. They work really well, and you know, they're non-slip and give such good support for the saddles and for the horses' backs.
Well, see, you know, certainly here in the U.S. market, they're becoming, you know, pervasive. In the UK market, are they taking hold at this point? And then you guys also have a tack business yourself, so.
Yeah, well, you know, our biggest market for us is in Australia with the Southern Star saddlery, and I know down there, because of the you know, the cooling and the heat that we have in Australia, and the Ecogold are just so good in those hot climates, you know. So that's been really good, and I always wanted to have a cross-country pad that was basically shaped to the saddle, and they fit our Southern Star saddles really well.
Yeah, sure.
So that's good, and you know, they're just breathable and wick the sweat away from the horses, so they're brilliant for the cross-country. Yeah.
No, that's perfect. Yeah, I mean, I'm certainly a big fan of them. So with your horses, you've been using Ecogold pads for quite a while. Tell me a little about why you've been using them, and what are your thoughts on it?
Henry especially, it gets very hot on cross country, and the cooling effect, the less pad on there is just great for him, especially running these longer courses.
Yep.
We first got introduced to Ecogold a couple of years ago, and the technology and the thought into the product is why we sort of used them, and the help and benefit that it gives our horses. So certainly the saddle pads. We use 3 different kinds of saddle pads for the show jumping, cross country, and the dressage, and then we're also for protection we use their boots as well when we're schooling.
Okay, great.
Tomorrow on cross country, what Ecogold products are you going to be putting on your boys?
Well, I will be using the secure jumping saddle pads, the same as this one right here, and also the front and hind cross country boots. I love those products. And at the World Equestrian Games, the boots definitely came in handy as Exponential did his huge leap into the water.
And so what exactly happened with the boots?
He actually had a stud hole right through the material. And after taking the hind boot off where the hole was, the leg was completely intact. No scrapes, no swelling. It was really amazing.
That is amazing. Good news all around. And Jess, what about you? What are you going to be putting on your guy tomorrow?
I'm actually going to be using the same products. I use the same secure saddle pad for cross country, and I use the cross country boots back and front.
is Ecogold. What kind of products do you use on your horses when you ride?
Pads for all 3 phases, and they're awesome. Love them for all 3 phases. And I've used their boots also, but I haven't had much experience with the boots yet.
And pads. Why do you love the pads so much?
I love everything about them. They don't move. The horses breathe in them. They don't rub the horses. They stay still on the horses, plus under our saddles. Yeah. We use the cross-country pad, the dressage pad, the show jumping pad, the half pad, the memory foam half pad, which in fact was stolen from us this weekend. Michael Pollard asked to borrow it for one ride because his horse had a wither rub, and I think this was on Tuesday, and he still has it and has competed in it all weekend. Yes, we use all the boots.
I love them. I think that Ollie stays a lot cooler in them than he does in a cotton pad. The cotton ones just kind of absorb it and then sit there, which has been fine, but now that we have something better, it's great. And I love my cross-country boots. They don't slip at all or rub at all. They're super.
I use Ecogold pads actually on a daily basis. One, I like the way they look, and 2, my horses are all different shapes and sizes, and they look good on them, but the biggest thing is they don't slip. And that to me is huge. Like my Livingston horse has withers like this, and then 5 o'clock somewhere's back is like this, and it just doesn't matter. And I'm a big turnout and looking good person, and let me tell you, I get compliments on these pads every single time I go, and they have a Canadian flag on them, which I like.
I've been swiping Karen O'Connor's Ecogold pads for a while now when she's not looking, because I've always loved them and how they don't rub and they never really slip or slide no matter what, so I love them. And I just got some of my very own this weekend to use, which I'm really excited about. So yeah, and the boots also, I love those. Yeah. Been using those for like 6 months now, I think, so they're great. Try them out.
I will have to say, as a groom, slipping saddle pads is the #1 most irritating thing to see your rider go out and you've worked so hard to see them look great, the horse looks great, and then halfway through their test, halfway through their round, their pads like flopping in the wind, and it's so embarrassing. But the new Ecogold pads, actually been out for a little bit now, they literally speak for themselves. I've never had a problem. No, they stay clean. They're pretty much awesome. Go Ecogold. Yeah. Yeah. Sinead, tell me how you feel about the lovely Ecogold products here.
Well, I love my Ecogold products, but I really I thought a saddle pad was a saddle pad, I'll be honest, until the first time I met Patricia. I think it was maybe a year or 2 ago in Aiken, and it was kind of this new product coming on the market, and I thought, hey, let's give it a go, and I love it. You can actually, your saddle doesn't move on the horse's back. The pad doesn't move on the horse's back. And Tate is quite an odd shaped horse. He's got a really tall wither, and most saddles, we've had some problems getting saddles to fit him, and with the Ecogold pad, it doesn't move at all, which is a real secure feeling cross country. Yeah.